Hey y'all, welcome back to episode 2. First of all, just thank you for liking, subscribing if you haven't subscribed or you don't know how to. Call me, call your auntie, call somebody so we can help you figure it out. But thank you for just the feedback, suggestions, all the things. We're trying to implement them slowly but surely.
Yeah.
This next episode is all about the proposal and the engagement. So we hope you enjoy. We're going to start off talking about how we or I chose the ring. No, I'm playing. And then we'll go into no, seriously. I really want to cue bling bling, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna act up too much.
And as y'all can see, we switched up the scenery a little bit. It's I think like 70 degrees today, so we decided to come out in our backyard and sit on our new patio furniture. And so
Jordan is being modest. We spent a lot of money on this furniture, and it has been extremely either cold or raining or just some type of awkward weather where we really couldn't sit outside. So now that it's finally warm, it's in the 70s, we're we gonna sit outside today.
Facts.
I was really queuing, we outside tonight, but I guess we can't be fully outside.
Wait, what is that?
It's a song.
Like TikTok? Never heard that in my life.
Somebody send Jordan the song so he can catch up on modern day times.
Oh, actually, I think I have heard that. Yeah.
Yes. I didn't want to say the first part.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this episode will be all about the proposal, the day of, all of the planning and execution and things that went into Jordan planning the big day, because it was top tier, fabulous experience, 10 out of 10, chef's kiss. And then we'll end with just some activities that we did the day after. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with the ring process before we jump into anything else.
Man, I mean, every process for every man is probably different, so there's no cookie cutter way to go about it. I think understanding your partner and what their tastes are and their needs are definitely is key. For me and for Chrissy, I wasn't about to play the guessing game. I know you can try to guess and see, oh, maybe she'll like this based on either what a friend says or what her mom may say, etc. I was like, no, Chrissy, let's actually go ring shopping. Let's go to the store and you pick out what you want, because the last thing I want to do is propose and she had that look on her face. Everybody knows Chrissy's look sometimes when she's not happy about something. So I didn't want to get that look standing or being on one knee. So we went to Brilliant Earth. So shout out to my cousin Manny out in Denver. She at the time was working in the corporate office for Brilliant Earth, which is out in Denver. So she was I first reached out to her. I was like, hey, we're thinking about getting our ring here. What do you think? And she obviously had great things to say about it. And I had noticed that there was a shop in Midtown, a Brilliant Earth shop in Midtown off of Howell Mill. So it was perfect. I was living I was living in that area at the time. So I was like, great, set an appointment. So we went, and mind you, I don't even think I know she had for months had been sending me stuff on TikTok, or sending me little things, sending me pictures, but I don't think she truly knew what she wanted until we were actually there and it was on her finger. So talk about I know we went through different cuts, different types of stones. I think at one point you wanted the pearl, or no, the pear shaped stone at first, but then when we got there you were like, hell no, I don't want that. So
yeah, so I wanted a pink moissanite ring. Y'all, I think they complement your skin tone. So I have a really close friend, she's a few shades lighter than me. The pink diamond would have looked perfect on her hand, but it looked really crazy on my line. He looked brown. Tried it on, hated it, was about to have a whole mental breakdown in the store. And then the lady was like, well, just try some other cuts, some other sizes, and just kind of see what you like. She showed us oval, she showed us a pear-shaped, just regular diamond, and then she showed us princess. Princess was the one that I ended up like falling in love with. It basically looks like a square. Um, and then the band was also a band that I really liked. So she just kind of like combined the two and like showed us a couple of different options. And I remember like calling one of my friends right after I left, and I was like, we looked at a ring that was like a carat, and then we looked at another ring that was like 3 carats. And I really don't want the 1 carat. And my friend was like, girl, you sound ridiculous right now. Like, I understand that you're a little like flustered because you might be getting.
Do you remember?
I do remember.
You don't want to say?
It's a surprise.
Okay.
You get 1 guess. Who do you think the friend was?
Anita, probably. Or Berkeley. Anita? Just say it.
It was Anita.
Yeah, I was about to say, I knew it was Anita.
And then I told the story to Berkeley, and she told me the same thing. Like, are you crazy? Like, you should just be grateful that you are marrying the love of your life. And I was like, y'all are right. But I was really like up in arms about like I did not want a bubblegum ring. Like, I didn't want anything crazy. If you don't know anything about Brilliant Earth, they do offer like a couple of different options. They offer a regular diamond, and they offer like a lab grown diamond. The pricing is like drastically different between the two. So if you are potentially getting married, thinking about getting married, all the things, definitely look into like all the options that they offer. We ended up going with a princess cut diamond. I believe it's 2.2 carats. And then the band has diamonds from this side of my finger to this side. I didn't get the back. I'm really rough on my hands, so like I'm the person in the house that like cleans, fixes, does all the things.
Wait, time out. All right, we're gonna get into that.
So I didn't want to scratch my diamonds on the back side of my hand. I'm just stating the facts, baby. But yeah, it was a pretty smooth process. They offer Ephraim and Klarna, if you want them shawties that, you know, try to spread out your coins. But yeah, it was a really smooth process. I believe they have free cleanings as much as you want to. You can like bring your ring in, drop it off, get it clean. Now that we moved a little further out, we don't drop them off as much. But like before we go out of town, before we go on a big trip, before we have like a big event, we might like drop them off to get cleaned. We both like lost diamonds in our rings since we got married, which is wild because we've only been married.
Wait, lost diamonds?
Yeah, I lost a diamond on the side of my ring. You don't remember that?
I didn't lose no diamonds. We.
Well, I guess we'll move on to the next topic.
I do remember you saying you lost one.
Yo, he had a whole heart attack. And if you don't know this, if you drive with your left hand, the first thing they will ask you when you go into the store is like, have you been driving? You know, have you been doing any like strenuous exercises or anything? Because it literally like the vibrations from the car steering wheel like shake the diamonds out of place. So just keep that in mind. If you go into the store and they ask you like, have you been driving? Just say no, I walk everywhere.
Yeah, but then they like replaced, or what happened with your?
We are within the warranty phase.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
we
still
were
like,
warranty,
I think 60 days or 90 days or something. I can't remember what it was. So
they
they covered everything and replaced it. But it was really like the last day. Like we had,
yeah, it was the last day.
Because this was it was my engagement ring. It wasn't my wedding band.
Yeah.
So maybe it was like, it had to be longer than that. Because at that point we would have been engaged for like 13, 14 months. I just remember because it was like the week we got back from our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And I took my ring and I took his to get fixed and polished because he had some scratches.
I had to get mine resized too. It was way too tight. So I had to get a skull size up. So, but yeah, why are you laughing? That was the ring process. I mean, definitely want to shout out to Salam. Like she, I remember when I was like getting ready to propose and stuff, she had sent me just like, because I had no knowledge of like any cut, like any type of, what are the other things, like the different categories of
cut, clarity, it's the 4 C's, cut, clarity.
Dang, it's crazy now. I forget. I did so much research on that during the time. But anyway, yeah, Salam sent me like a 1-sheeter on like the different types and like the pros and cons of each. So shout out to her.
Shout out to Salam.
That LaJohn, her husband, basically used to help get the ring for her. So anyway, yeah, so I definitely want to shout out her. But overall, the ring process was good. It was pretty straightforward, and got the family discount, being that my cousin worked there.
Now don't be hitting us up asking us for the family discount. Yeah. We don't have it anymore.
She don't work there no more. But but shout out to Manny again for that. So yeah, it was great. They were easy to work with, and it was pretty smooth. So Next in the engagement process, you know, I knew kind of like timing on my end on when I wanted to do it. Definitely wanted to do it around our 4-year anniversary of being together. So around March is what I wanted to actually pop the question. So I had that in the back of my head. So from there, I was backing out like how long I need to plan. I really started planning like 3 months, probably like 3 months prior. So like January-ish. As far as planning like what I wanted to do, who I needed to talk to, whose blessing I needed to get, aka Miss Linda. Shout out Miss Linda, love you. And so yeah, I remember getting her blessing at their town home, and just going, and she was like huge in the planning process. Like, I'm not even gonna front, just as far as like different ideas, like what Chrissy might like, what will definitely be a surprise, and like what would like basically make the whole day just like a great day for her daughter. So yeah, I definitely involved her every step of the way. And then let's see, so then obviously budget, had to figure out, all right, you know, not including the ring, like what for the experience that I want to give, like what is the budget? So definitely, fellas, have a budget in mind. You know, obviously, again, goes to knowing your partner, right? Do you want to do it in front of family and friends? Does she want more of a private setting? Like, you have to like know your partner, you know, have those talks early on just to figure out like what, you know, she might kind of envision to be her day. Ultimately, you want to make her happy and make her day memorable, so you guys can look back at pictures and videos and all that. So for Chrissy, like, she's always, and I'm the same way, like, we're both pretty private people. It's kind of ironic we're starting a YouTube channel, but
like,
in general, we are pretty private and don't like a ton of attention, even if for like birthdays and stuff like that. So she wanted a private engagement, and then like we celebrate with friends and family afterwards. So and then we both like, I had to take in consideration, like, all right, where I'm gonna do this, like, we both like rooftops, like we both like a great view of the city. Again, I was living in Midtown at the time, so I was thinking of different rooftops in Midtown that I could do this at. So I looked at Skyview, which is downtown. I looked at the what's that hotel? I'm bugging.
We're not gonna give them no free publicity, but it was a bunch of Reverb, the Hard Rock Hotel. So I was looking at that one, Skyview. Shoot, even a couple of my friends, like different apartment complexes that had dope views. Like my boy C-Boy Chris, like he lived in Summers. They lived in the same, I forgot their complex, but they have a dope view. So so I was, you know, considering all the factors, and so I hit up. Shout out to my girl Ronnie. Definitely. She was a bridesmaid too.
Bridesmaid, yep. Day one, known her since days at the Hawks. She had a dope view at living at
downtown. We're not gonna give away her home site.
Okay, got you.
She lives downtown.
It was Midtown technically, but I can't think of the name. High-rise condo in Midtown. But yeah, she had a really dope view of the city. Great backdrop. So I was like, hey, like, what? Can I reserve that just for like an hour? Like, are they gonna try to charge me or like, you know, act funny? And she was like, no, I got you. Like, and when Ronnie got you, she got you. Knowing Ronnie, like, she'll figure out a way to finesse it, either like offer like some house tickets, like figure it out. So she just is like just good with just finagling ways around stuff. So go ahead.
No, so the day of, y'all, like the actual day of the proposal, I was sitting. That's crazy. The plane is flying so low.
I think that's the first time I've seen it.
Interessante. Jordan told me that we were stopping at Ronnie's house to have a quick drink before we went to dinner, and I was like,
"Don't pregame a little bit." I had no other like. I didn't know any other excuse. So.
Y'all, I was super confused, but she literally lived walking distance from his condo, so I was like, okay. I mean, I'm always down for a little beverage. But it was really funny because when Ronnie came downstairs to the lobby, she was like looking at me and awkwardly smiling, and I was like, is everything okay?
Yeah, like, I mean, and another thing was like she took like forever to come down. So we're sitting literally in her lobby waiting on her to come down and get us so I could take Chrissy up to the rooftop for a good like 20 minutes, 15, 20. I'm texting Ronnie. I'm like, bro, like, you told me to come at this time. I even came later than the time you told me just to give y'all, time, and it's all good. But so that was also awkward because it was like, why are we just waiting here?
But it was for a good reason. Like
Yeah.
she was helping to set up,
Yeah,
and it
she
was
was
really
helping set up.
windy that
Mhm.
day. So
Yeah.
it was like late March.
Yeah.
So it was like really windy. The weather was like kind of unreliable. It was like sunny but kind of cold, but kind of windy. Like it was kind of all over the place. So she was kind of helping to get together some of those like last minute details before the
Yeah.
proposal.
Yeah. So that was the venue process, is figuring out like, what I think the setting, like that's key, is just figuring out what that is. Is it a beach? Is it, I don't know, like in the not the woods, but like in the mountains, like whatever that is, figure out like what your wife or your future wife would want that moment to be like. So I worked with, also got to give a shout out to April. Shout out my old work auntie with the Hogs. She was there as well, which is a surprise to me. Like I knew Ronnie was gonna be there helping, but April was there. I saw her. I was like, "What are you doing?" I didn't know you were coming too. But super appreciative of both of them for helping make that day a reality. Because one other thing with Ronnie, she gave me the referral for the wedding, or not the wedding, the
Event planner Jessica.
So shout out to Jessica. She was great. She was amazing. She has her own event planning business. So Ronnie gave me that referral to help me kind of like bring this vision to life that I had. Obviously she's been doing like plenty of proposals, so she had different ways that I could set it up. She sent me like digital mock-ups. Like she was dope. So she was very, very professional, and it worked out. So yeah, pop the question.
You're forgetting about the photographer.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris was the photographer.
Cassandra.
Yeah, and she was amazing. And then Chris and I ended up, once we got married, and I believe she was still engaged, we ended up being in like a wives club together, started by Jasmine. Shout out to you, Jasmine. So it's just really nice to see how things like just keep coming full circle in like several different ways. But Chris was our photographer. She captured like all of the really important moments, from like me like coming in and seeing everything, to us taking like some cute candids, and us also like taking some like post pictures after. So it was a very
all black, by the way. I mean, I don't want to like, obviously, but it's just that was important, at least to me. Like I wanted to work with small businesses, black owned businesses. Like Jessica was just getting she had just kind of like started her event planning business, so I wanted to work with just those type of people and give them a shot. I know this is low. The wind is kind of like crazy.
And people that are still hustling. Like I feel like sometimes people hit that platform in their career where like, yes, make people put like respect on your name, but also like don't forget the people who helped you get there. Sometimes I think we get to a certain platform and people's prices get outrageous, and it's like, friend.
Facts. So yeah, that was great. Another piece too is like figuring out like who to tell, right? Like, definitely want to keep things, keep things tight. You don't want a lot of people knowing, because word spreads quick and people can't, hold water down, So for me, obviously her mom knew. I don't think your mom was good. She didn't tell. Like,
yeah, my mom was like a locksmith. Do y'all hear me?
And like she knew.
I had a feeling that it was coming, like that week or the next couple of weeks, and I kept asking her questions, and she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like she was the best, to the point where I honestly was like, well, maybe I'm not getting engaged. Like I don't know what's happening. And then I had some people at work, again, one of the bridesmaids, Alex, I was just looking crazy. Like I kind of, my hair wasn't really straightened, my nails weren't done. And I remember her being like, and I went through this period where I was like trying to like save a lot of money. So I like wasn't spending money on doing my hair. I wasn't spending money on getting my nails done. I was doing everything at home. So like I bought like a top of the line like flat iron. I bought press-ons. I was doing everything at home. So she was like, maybe you should get your nails like professionally done this weekend. And I was like, why? Like, what is happening this weekend that's so important that I need to get my nails professionally done? Like, do you have $80 for me? So literally the next day, Jordan is like, yeah, I sent you some money to get your hair done and get your nails done. And I was like,
she's like, what?
Am I looking raggedy or am I about to get engaged?
Yeah.
And I went like back and forth with that for like a minute.
For sure.
So it was
being key good. About who to tell. On my side, like I definitely told my brother. I remember pulling up to my brother's condo in Buckhead with the ring, and he was like, oh, like he was just like, showed him the ring. I never forget to. I obviously told my parents, but I went to Norcross, told my folks, and I just remember. Obviously, my mom was super excited. She was just like, hype. My dad was just like looking at me like he had this look on his face like, oh, word, like that's what we doing type stuff. Like it was. He had a very like he was excited, but you know how my dad like he just was looking like this like that type stuff. Like so he was just surprised, but I could tell he was excited too. So
he was looking like you about to be the leader of your own household,
man,
so don't ask me for nothing else.
I mean, it's
no,
a huge right. So yeah, they were excited. Obviously, my grandma knew. I'm trying to think that on my side, that was it. That's all who I told. I kept it real tight lip. Maybe Ryan Rashid. I can't remember. But I basically, bottom line, keep it under wraps until it happens. You know, let people find out either via text or on social. So that was that. And then yeah, honestly, the big day. Like I'll talk through the big day real quick. Like I remember waking up early because I wanted to every part of the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I wanted it to be like special or like a spot that we've always been wanting to go to. I wanted to make every stop like memorable. So like the Breakfast Club, we had a reservation downtown. If you're ever coming to Atlanta, check out the Breakfast Club.
It's so good.
By
It's
Sweet
like
Food Lounge.
It's really affordable pricing. Sometimes like you go out to brunch and it's like, did I just spend $58 on some lamb chops and a mimosa?
Too.
But they're not like that. So they have like kind of like home style meals. They have like your French toast, your red velvet pancakes, your like chicken and waffles. They have gumbo. They have just like a wide range of stuff. At the time, I don't think they were selling alcohol, so it was just like straight up like just breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So I do remember we started the day there.
Yep, started the day there.
One of my students, someone in her family passed, so I went to like a service that they were having for them. I believe it was like a balloon race for her mother, because she did a lot with our school. She kind of donated a lot, volunteered all the time. So while I was there, I think Jordan was doing some other planning.
Yeah. I remember that. There was a gap where probably like from like noon to 3 or 4-ish. I was just getting stuff prepared, talking with the event planner, talking with Ronnie, make sure we're still good to go, like just making sure everything was buttoned up that I had planned that day. So we linked back up at my house to get dressed for dinner. And yeah, right. That's kind of like where we left off, where we kind of reconnected back. So we met back at my condo and got dressed, walked over to Ronnie's, popped the question, and it was just amazing, man. Like I just remember, it was just dope. Like I know one thing I remember, like you said, it was windy, but
it was
still
so windy. Like the whole
windy.
little setup he had, I'll like talk about like my perspective a little bit. The setup was really pretty. So he had like pictures of like really important like dates that we had, like our first date, or like a date the first time in like a special place that we really enjoy. So like we do love a good steakhouse, so it had like a couple of places where we went to like our favorite steakhouses across Atlanta.
And then the candles.
And yeah, it was like candles, everything, but it was super windy. Yeah. And I had this slit that was like high. So I remember being like, Lord have mercy. Yeah. I hope these pictures are not looking crazy. Because I need to show these to like my mother and my grandmother and my family. And I want them to think, girl, why you having this little short skirt? Yeah. But it was really beautiful. We had some champagne afterwards. Mm-hmm. Love me a good champ. Yeah. Fun fact, my Instagram name back in the day used to be Champagne Chrissy, but my alliance just made me change it.
For real?
Jordan looks surprised. Yes, for real.
But
it was a really just like beautiful process. So like we walked out. I don't even remember what he said. I don't think he remembers what he said. I only remember the next day I showed one of my close friends, Zah, the pictures, and she was like, her husband was basically like, that man is you could tell he about to be loyal, because any man that gets down on one knee and doesn't bend his shoe, I guess is about to be a loyal person. I don't know. When she told me that, I was like, okay, like my man's about to be loyal. I love that for me. Derek is hilarious. But yeah, it was just a really beautiful process. I remember like when he opened the box, I was super surprised, because remember, I was very anxious about just having like a bubblegum ring, and it was not bubblegum at all. It was definitely giving what it was supposed to give.
And I was confused too. I was like, why? We picked out the ring that you wanted. You told me this is what I want. Why did you think I was going to give you not what you wanted?
If you know Jordan, you know that he likes to save a coin. Okay? If
Listen.
something is on sale for $19.98 and something else, the regular price is $30, Jordan is always going to go with the discounted price.
That's not true. I'm not a. We'll talk about budget and all that later. I'm not like a sales like first type of guy. I just like I don't spend money unnecessarily. You know what I mean? Like
I know for a fact when Jordan saw the difference between this ring being like 1.5 and 2.2, he was like,
but it was
nope, she'll be all right. I know for a fact that's what he said. So it was just very. I was just nervous. So he opened up the box. I was super excited. We left there. We went to.
Hold on. You skip the steps real quick. All right. So, yeah, we did that. Again, fellas, like, you know, everybody does it different. I would say you can have something prepared, like a speech or whatever, but like, obviously, just talk from your heart.
You're gonna forget your speech.
Like, exactly. You're gonna forget it. You might stutter. Like, don't even try to do that. Like, talk from how you feel, like, deep down. Like, don't try to sugarcoat it. Again, like you said, I don't even remember what I said. I know I said, like, obviously, like, you mean the world to me, you're the love of my life, etc. But like the lead up and all that, I just remember you jumping, like, and I was like, all right, like, you know what I mean, let me get this off, like. So I just remember you were super excited. And but yeah, fellas, don't overthink like the whole speech part. Like, just speak from how you feel and etc. and you'll be good. She gonna say yeah, you know what I mean. So
she may not say yeah.
You need true.
You need to make sure that you know.
But if you've done the work prior, she'll say yeah. So anyway, so boom. After that, and shout out to my pops, man. Like he just I would have loved to have met my dad like in when he was young, cause like he was like, nah, you need to get a car service. And I was
think y'all would have been friends?
Yeah. I just would love to see like an Eddie Grant like at 28 or 29. But yeah, so he was
he's probably a lot like your brother.
He had a referral. Obviously my dad basically he has good connections in all types of different things. Mm-hmm. But he got us a car service, referred me to this guy, so it was dope. For the whole night we had a car service.
It was amazing. Uber, and like in the car, we like FaceTimed all of our friends.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, I got engaged. Yeah. I'm not single no more. I'm off the market. I was cutting up. I don't know what I had going on, but
yeah. So after that, we had a dinner reservation at we were gonna go to dinner. So we had a dinner reservation at the Glen mm-hmm. Hotel downtown. So we ate there, had a great time. Her mom popped up.
My mom met us there.
That was dope.
Y'all, she had like a whole little like setup for us on the table. My mom like later opened like an event planning business, which was super nice because she does just like, since I was little, she's always just like pretty much been a planner, whether she wanted to admit it or not. Ooh, see, y'all, it's getting windy. It's March.
Yeah, y'all getting
but she like set up our table. We had like custom dinner.
Oh yeah, she did. That was
menu
dope.
Cards, and then when we went upstairs, my cousin was there. Yeah. So my cousin Darlene and her boo Stash were upstairs. We like drank a little bit with them. Took pictures with like them, my mom, all the things, and then we left there.
At Skyview, by the way, that's the rooftop bar on top of the Glen Hotel. At Skyview, mm-hmm. So we went there, had drinks. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had drinks. Left there and went to the carriage ride.
Yeah. So this was a surprise as well. So you didn't know where we were going after the proposal. So that was all a surprise. So I had the reservation booked. I just wanted to do a carriage ride. I felt like it was fitting like for the occasion. So I booked that. That was a surprise for her. So we took that around the city for a little bit. And then after that, what was the last surprise?
Yeah. We had a, I guess you can call it a little staycation at the Ritz-Carlton. It was actually very nice. That was my first time there.
I'm just vibing at the Ritz-Carlton.
Not you quoting Plies. It was really, really beautiful. They had like a whole little setup. I had a really cute video on my phone that I'll probably never show to anyone in the world because I was lit at this point because we had been drinking since like 7.
Yeah, Chrissy was lit.
Okay, not too much. But yeah, we spent the night there, and then the next day, we had like an engagement brunch where Jordan like invited pretty much like some of the people that are like closest to us. So like my sisters, my nieces,
That lived here. Everybody that lived here. For the most
my
part.
cousin, his brother, his parents, my
Oh
mom.
yeah, Janine was here too.
Yes, it
Oh, yeah,
was
she was living here at the
so
time, yeah.
nice.
My cousin.
It was just like a really good brunch, really great time. It was beautiful. It was just like a perfect ending to where like I really didn't want the proposal to be public because I was like I might cry, I might hyperventilate, I might pass out. I don't want anybody to see me do any of these things. So it was nice that like the family was there for like to actually just see us and like be in like a blissful moment.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. I mean, I think
Yeah.
it was truly a beautiful process. Like on the receiving end of things, to me, it felt like everything was planned down to a T. Jordan is like naturally a planner. I am not. Like my job has forced me to be one, but by nature, I'm just not a planner. Like I am truly like I'll show up, and if the vibes are vibing, then we're gonna stay, and if the vibes not vibing, we're gonna leave. But he just like thought about every little thing. Of course, like the ring was super important to me, but I think the planning from like event to event was really nice also because I am truly like I'm not like a one event and done kind of girl. Like I do enjoy like a day of events, a day of activities. So it was really nice that he like thought of everything. I also love a good pregame, like before I'm going out somewhere, whether it's like with my friends or with family. I will like, you know, kind of pregame a little bit on my own, play my little music, get ready. So it was nice that he like thought of every little thing.
Yeah, for me, it was just thinking about what Chrissy like loves. So she loves a brunch. She loves a rooftop situation. She loves, you know, we're both breakfast people. Like we love breakfast food. So, you know, just thinking about how to incorporate all those things into the biggest day of our lives and really your life. You know, it's your day. I want it to be about you. So like I wanted to make the day special in that sense. So, but yeah, that was it. It was dope. You know, every proposal is different. But yeah, I think that covers today's episode 2. Again, as we said earlier, make sure you guys like, subscribe to this channel. We'll put the subscribe like button down below here, and yeah, let us know. And we again appreciate all the feedback, all the content. Like we have a lot more dope episodes on different types of topics that we're gonna cover, and being newly married, and we can't wait to share that with you guys. And definitely share this video out to all your friends, family, and yeah. You got anything?
I don't.
Do we want to drop like a poll or anything? Or no?
Oh?
A poll. Oh? A poll or anything? Remember last time we were like, oh, let us know like when you and your significant other met, like, is there anything? Probably not for this one.
No.
You want to just end
We
it?
don't.
Okay. We can end it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Bye.